Hey friends, Ed McDonough here, and welcome to Live Stream Wednesday, coming to you from Walpole, Massachusetts, and streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on livestreamwednesday.com. And today I'm super excited to have on a longtime colleague and friend, the amazing Carmella Beroth. Now, Carmella is the owner and publisher of the North Smithfield Pulse magazine, and she helps her clients become more than just advertisers. She helps them become community supporters. So Carmella, super awesome that you're here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. And I feel the same way about you. I love what you're doing here and how you're helping other businesses for sure.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. So, I've known you for ages, but I'm sure there's some folks tuning in that don't know you, which would be a rare occasion, I'm sure, because everybody knows who you are. But kind of tell us your background, what you've been doing, and actually how you got to becoming the owner of the Pulse magazine in North Smithfield.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the majority of my career, 25 years now, I have been in some type of sales position. I spent a long period of time as one of the only Americans in Hispanic media over 20 some odd years ago. I did that for a long time and loved that, had a huge sense of community. I did have a small stint in radio sales as well. And then actually I have spent, before this, I actually spent almost 8 years as the director of business development for a collection agency, which is a little different. But my motto was, I always have helped either bring people in the door to your business or help them get paid. And now I'm back to helping them, get people in the door. And how I got involved with N2 Publishing is I have known a few publishers here locally in Rhode Island and Massachusetts that actually have their own publications, and contacted them during the pandemic, and here I am. So very excited to be having the publication in North Smithfield come out for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, and it's hitting mailboxes. When did you tell me? In a couple of weeks?
Actually, yep. So we go into the mail right around that July 1st, and so it should hit homes right around the 10th, give or take, because
Yep.
We don't have any control over the postal service, and we do want to give kudos to those people who are out day in, day out, no matter what weather, right? So, but it depends on them. But the publication is going to the whole entire town of North Smithfield.
That's awesome, and that's your first edition, right? Your first, what do they call it? Editions or first monthly?
Yep,
mailing,
it's the first
right?
edition. Absolutely. Yep. 1-1, season 1, volume 1.
There you go. There you
But
go.
yeah, absolutely. So it's the first one for sure.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit, because I've known you for a long time, and I've seen the amazing things you've done, hundreds of events and things, helping the community. Like, in your opinion, why is it so important for business and business owners to really be involved with the community, other than just offering their products and services?
Well, when a business is a part of our publication, it's not where they're just soliciting business. So I want you to think back, take a step back and think about when you were young. When I grew up in a neighborhood where kids played in the street, and dads help each other, with their vehicles, fixing it up, and mom watched each other's kids and swapped recipes. And, we want to bring that sense of community back to any community that we're in. We do have over 900 publications actually throughout the country. And so when a business partner, and it's not quote unquote an advertiser, but when a business partner is in our publication, it is just that. They are partnering with our publication to be a part of the community, to, in a sense, just be there whenever the needs are needed by the residents. And the residents look to us as publishers because we meet with every single business partner face to face to learn about them and make sure that they are a good fit because it would look bad on us and, the company, if we brought, a bad business into the realm, and to being a part of the community is very important because people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. I mean, people say it all the time, but it's absolutely truth. And so when a business partner is in our publication, our residents are actually getting that sense that they know, like them, and trust them just because they're a part of something that the residents, are very involved in and with the publication.
Yeah. And, that know, like, and trust factor is so important. So tell us, like, give me an example of, like, another way that you've become part of the community, and not just in North Smithfield, but just some examples of the way you've become part of the community and how that's giving you more exposure.
Oh my goodness. Well, like you said, there are so many people that know me and lots of people that don't. But if you do know me, you would know that I am huge when it comes to fundraising. And I have done many things, whether it's having a wine tasting for Camp Ruggles down in Smithfield, to running for Woman of the Year for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society just this past year, 2020. But I've done other things. So it's important for me to those are the things that I do to get that exposure, just to show people that I care, because I do. And, I want to do more things like that. I've helped with, veteran related stuff. My husband's a veteran. My son is soon to be a veteran. So it's important to me to even put those aspects in the publication. May not happen overnight. But for instance, in my publication, you will see every month a senior living page, because it's important that we talk to the seniors and also their caregivers on different aspects of, senior living. And then also will be coming things about veterans. So those particular things, are important to me. And like I said, it's about exposure, but it's really, I like doing good and trying to, so.
And you're amazing at it too. I have to tell you that. I'm always amazed to hear about all the different things that you're doing. So kudos to you. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about the Pulse. Like, tell us about the magazine. I think you have a cover view. Maybe you can show us. Can we?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
So is this like a what do they call it? Like a spoiler alert?
Yeah, a little bit of a spoiler alert for sure. So bear with me because
no problem.
I just have to grab it. So spoiler alert.
There we go.
This is the first cover of the North Smithfield Pulse. One of the things that we do is we have this Meet the Neighbor. But one of the things that I'm doing, and I know a lot of publishers do too, is we're trying to highlight our residents who have had some impact and done something in essence good. And just this right here, this particular family, they do a lot for the homeless. They have Christmas Eve dinner. And so they live in the community. Yes, they're business owners, but I wanted to highlight them because of what they're doing for the homeless. I have residents who were very involved in implementing some medical things for the pandemic and the outbreak of COVID. So they'll be highlighted in my August issue. But I want to focus on the Teacher of the Year and a woman who is a breast cancer survivor. So I have different topics that I'm ready to roll out and to show that, wow, these people are our neighbors. We are passing them in the grocery store, or we're next to them pumping gas. Like, to me, that's huge. So I'll stop sharing. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Great. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it. You saw it here first.
You saw it here first.
Right on Live Stream Wednesday. That's so awesome.
Right. That's right.
Thank you. So tell us about, well, like, what are some of the regular features in the magazine? There must be some things that happen on a regular basis for the community. Is there like an events calendar or?
Well,
Yeah.
what we do as a company is, so we do have the publication, is that tangible magazine that
Mhm.
you keep around and you either use as a resource, or you get to, show off, you or your relatives who are in the publication. We also have an online presence as well, where we remarket to the area that that the sponsors are in, and then
Mhm.
we also have events. So it's a great way for the community to kind of get to know one another in a more laid back scenario, as well as the business partners as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but what we do is we highlight things like Athlete of the Month. Now, I don't remember if you have children. I have children. And, if my kid was in this when he or she
Yeah.
was playing sports, like, these kids feel they're in Sports Illustrated. So that stays around. We have a Precious Pet page. We have, I actually will be doing an academic achiever and highlighting some of our students who have just achieved, again, more than just excellence in the classroom, but maybe some extracurricular excellence as well. We do like to highlight our sponsors once a month as well. Obviously, like I said, Meet Your Neighbor is important. Financial fitness page, senior living. So again, everything is very community. The residents are actually the ones who are super involved.
Mm.
So, they're the ones who are submitting their photos, their articles, maybe their recipes. People like to show off their homes, whether inside or out. So, right now, with being the first publication, it's at the beginning stage. So a nice 24 page, but it could go up from there. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited just to get that community involvement where we see residents who are just sending articles and pictures every single month because they want us to highlight this important thing that is happening in town.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't really realize how much stuff was in there. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
That's,
you're
yeah,
welcome. Thank you
yeah,
for asking that. It's a good
that's
question.
really great. Yeah. So I just got to ask because I'm curious. What does N2 stand for?
Oh, yeah. So N2 stands for Neighborhood Networks.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so we do, the majority of our publications are more of like an HOA, so just a neighborhood. And then
What's
we
it?
have,
What's HOA?
oh, you're asking me a question.
Yeah.
It's that community where, like, everybody has to decide on what color roof they're going to have, and they
Oh,
can't
okay.
have a
Yeah.
certain door color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I forget what the HOA actually
Oh,
stands
that's
for.
okay.
I should
Yeah.
have. Thanks, I appreciate that. But in any case, so the majority of our publications are for that.
Hmm.
So, but we also have community publications, and so my publication is considered a community publication, which just means it's going to the whole entire town. It's nothing different. The template is the same, and it's still providing the same service for
Yep.
the residents. And so we really turn neighborhoods into communities. And not for nothing, we're still doing that with our community pubs.
Right.
Because again, you may not know who you're pumping gas next to, but if you see that person on the front of the cover of the publication,
Yeah,
you're
for
going to
sure.
say, "Wow, like
Yeah.
I'm standing next to someone. I want to help the homeless, or congratulations for doing whatever we'll be highlighting." There's actually a woman in town who also just this past year, this last season, 2021, who ran for the leukemia lymphoma. And I'm actually going to be highlighting her in an upcoming issue too. So it's very near and dear to our hearts. So yeah, so just things like that, but that's what it stands for,
Awesome.
Neighborhood Networks.
And when, so does it come out monthly? Is it a monthly publication?
It is every single month, and it's a direct mail magazine.
Hmm.
So a lot of businesses feel, well, we do direct mail, we'll do postcards, and what we do is we can't control when somebody needs car repair, or we
Right.
can't control when somebody needs a new roof. But when the buy-in cycle is there, the residents are going to look to their publication on where to go. If you get that postcard in the mail, people are just standing over their recycle bin.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I don't need this. Oh, maybe I'll save this pizza coupon, and they stick it to the fridge. And then 4 months later, it expired because they're just so busy. They're not paying attention. With our publications, they stay around. And we know that for a fact because when we go to residents' homes for the Meet the Neighbor interview, some people will have it like on their coffee tables and feel that they have to show the whole entire, collection that they have.
Right.
So that makes us, very, very proud.
Yeah, that's really cool. And imagine too, for someone who does do direct mail, because I'm a marketing guy and this is the way I think, but imagine the postcard shows up the same day as the magazine, and there you are on the cover of the magazine too, right? So imagine like if something like that happens, that would, or even if you're inside, right? That'd be pretty cool. Like, oh, I just, the postcard went in the trash, but now I saw them in the magazine, so I'm going to pull that postcard back out or something. So that's pretty cool too. Tell us about some of the types of businesses that get featured in the magazine.
So we look for anything that the homeowner would need. So we're looking for a lot of home improvement companies. So we have roofers, we have plumbers, electricians, any landscaping. But I also have, foot and ankle specialists, dermatologists. Obviously the real estate sphere is hot, but I always say that if you are looking to reach the town of North Smithfield, then if you're looking to reach that homeowner for whatever reason, then you should give me a call. Because no matter what, it's not where you just give me a call and you're automatically in the publication. We have to meet. I have to learn about your business and make sure that you're reputable. I feel like I'm a good judge of character. So I'm going to know from the initial meeting if it's a good fit or not. Yep. But any business. And just to let you know, here locally, we have about 20 publications throughout Rhode Island and Massachusetts, Connecticut border. So, it could be a particular business that has multiple, locations, and they want to reach different areas. They can even reach out to me for that as well. So I'm not just targeted on North Smithfield, although, they would want to reach North Smithfield if they're in the publication. But if they're interested, say, to reach the residents of Barrington, because we have a publication in Barrington, if they're interested in knowing more information about that, they can also, contact me for that too. But I don't want to discredit North Smithfield at all. But it's easier than having to deal with all the different publishers. You just deal with one person, maybe one ad change per month. I want to touch quickly. You talked about the postcards, and I did as well. We do sponsor spotlights on our sponsors as well. And the great thing about that is lots of times business owners are seen in a different light. And we really like highlighting the fact of this is, what they do and why it's done better maybe than the competition, but also show that they're just an average Joe, just like the person who's reading the publication. They're a family person, or they may drive a specific car, but they like to have their workspace clean when they're done, and the type of services that they provide. So it kind of just humanizes, if that's the right term, the business owner to the resident who's reading it. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. What really sets us apart, that, one of the big reasons from that postcard too.
Yeah. And that's awesome because it kind of gives the business a little celebrity status, but yet just shows them that they're, lets the community see they're a regular person too, that they have a family and are part of the community. So that's awesome. So I have to ask you, was there a reason why you picked North Smithfield, or was that just available, or was there some logic behind that?
So I graduated from Smithfield High. So I lived in Smithfield my high school years, which is not North Smithfield, mind you. Okay, it's different. Right. And I do live in Massachusetts, but I always tell people that you can take the girl out of Rhode Island, but you can't take the Rhode Island out of the girl. And we do almost every single extra thing that we do in North Smithfield, whether it's going to the pharmacy, my child goes to camp in North Smithfield, grocery shopping, restaurants. And so it just seemed like it was the right fit for me.
Right.
I always say that if I was a good thrower, I'm a stone throw away, but I'm not a good thrower. So I'm one town over, and
Yep.
so that's why it made a lot of sense for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think they're lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that for sure.
absolutely. It's so uh, I got to imagine that they must feel, the residents of North Smithfield must feel special too, because they have their own community magazine, and that's pretty cool. It's not like it's going to all these other places. It's just about them, and that's a tremendous thing.
Well, absolutely. There are other publications that have been around for a very long time, and
Mm,
they do get dropped in whatever the grocery store or the local pharmacy, convenience store, what have you. And, they have to get it, it has to be relied that it's going to get picked up. And sometimes, people are waiting in the checkout aisle and they'll look at it really quick and then they put it back. And I'm not saying
right.
it's always the case, but being direct mail to the home and the 100% community base that we are
Mm,
really sets us apart from anything. I have shown our publication to people and they say, wow, this is nothing of what I expected. This is super unique, and they just were anxious to be a part of it, in one way or another.
right.
And the residents who are finding out, I mean, I have 4,700 homes that I'm going to. So not everybody knows about me yet. We will be having a Meet the Publisher event that I am on the works right now of getting put together for sometime mid to end of September,
Awesome.
because we just need to get through the summer months.
Hmm.
But it's an opportunity for people to know who I am and to really, like I said, know what is going to be coming to their boxes every single month. But the people who know about it already are anxious.
Yeah.
It's definitely been something that they've been waiting for.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds great. So, anything else in the future that you can reveal without, you know?
I don't really know.
Okay.
My goal is, so, like I said, we have events. So we do have events, usually on a quarterly basis. Sometimes we could have more depending on, time of year. But that is one thing that we take pride in, is having those things where we can bring the business partners and the residents together. So our publications have done everything from scavenger hunts to wine tastings, family fun nights. So that's what our residents can look forward to. And we also do, you mentioned how we give back. I am proud to be a part of a publication that we will be doing scholarships for graduating seniors. Now, unfortunately, I missed the mark for 2021, but we asked these students to send in applications, and usually two winners, they get scholarships for for whatever they're doing in their career going forward. So those are just types of things that we do. I would just say really be on the lookout for some exciting articles that you're going to be seeing. Like I said, we have precious pets, which is usually like a dog or a cat.
Hmm.
Sometimes we have something different. And in August, I'm going to have a horse.
Oh, wow. So there you go.
So, yes.
Another spoiler alert.
Ah,
So we'll get them all today. That's awesome.
I don't know
Awesome.
about that.
So Carmella, it's been awesome to have you here and catch up with you. I'm going to put your email address up. Do you want to give your phone number too, if anybody has questions about the magazine, how they get it, how they get in it, how they support the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So my phone number is 401-837-0201.
Give it one more time. Just
Yes, 401-837 0201.
And Carmella's email address is on the screen, so obviously you can contact her that way too. So I got to tell you, it was just awesome having you on today. Hang around for a minute so we can talk afterwards. I'm going to say goodbye to the folks and get back to you in a minute. So
yes, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
It was awesome having you here. So just hang out for a second. So again, I want to thank everybody for being here on Livestream Wednesday today. It's been a pleasure to have you. If you have questions about the North Smithfield Post, please get in touch with Carmella. If you don't have her information, get in touch with me. You know where to find me, right here on Livestream Wednesday and on livestreamwednesday.com. It's been great to see you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time on Livestream Wednesday. Take care for now.
Thanks for watching Livestream Wednesday. This show is sponsored by ECE Marketing Services. If you would like to acquire more leads and generate more sales from your website, month after month, check out our automated business systems at ecemarketingservices.com.